Hi, guys.
Well,
I'm going to mute here because it's loud. And you guys, if you can go ahead with your opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Okay, you got it. Well, first off, happy holidays, everybody. We were 2-0 in the league, and there's a lot to be happy for in that regard. The two student athletes you're going to get a chance to talk to, both Liz and Deja. There were times where they struggled kind of with their rhythm, but I think they showed the growth that they have made as players, as college players, and college stars, in how they impacted the game without necessarily being totally in rhythm offensively. Didn't shoot very well, which I guess is sometimes to be expected after the break. So, as I just told them in there, it was, we had to be gritty because we weren't pretty, but we're going to keep working to be both gritty and pretty.
hey, congratulations on the win. Just to clarify, first off, what's Malou's situation?
She has, we're sort of being really careful coming out of the break with some COVID protocols. So she's kind of in that process right now.
So she's just in the COVID protocols, and so you held her out.
Yep.
Okay. Right. So obviously, what about the situation that obviously they were down to 7 players, and that was a tough situation for them, and I guess you just kind of drained them eventually.
Yeah, this is that kind of year. We practiced with 7 for most of this break here because until we could get negative results, we didn't want people with others and all that. So, it's every game night, as much this year as any other year. It's who do you have versus who do they have, and we know there might be some games where we have 7, and our 7's going to give it all that we have. So we didn't want to let that distract us from our mission. We're coming off a break where we've been gone a while, and then we've had kind of intermittent practicing because of making sure that we stay away from each other until test results are in. So it was a little bit sloppy, which we have expected, but it's a two-way team, thank God, and we were able to come out with a win.
It seemed like one of the better overall efforts as far as getting contributions from so many players. Would you say it was best overall as far as getting contributions from the most players this season?
Yeah, you'd have to look at that in terms of the statistics or energy. I'm not sure how you're judging that. I'm kind of so forward focused. It's probably been a real savior in my business. And so I'm sort of thinking about what we can take from this game to get ready for the next one. So I don't want to speak out of turn in terms of how this compares with the past, but I thought in this particular game, the bench provided not only energy, both Des and Zelaya kind of stand out in that regard. Eva's just if there were 4 starting spots, she'd be one of them at the guard spot. So, it's a team that we rely on our stars to play well, and our reserves are ready to be helpful if they need to be. And it was that sort of game today.
Thanks.
Rithvik, do you have anything?
Yeah, Coach, it seemed like the team's been looking really great on transition offense. I was wondering if you could comment on that.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to our sport performance team. We are pretty data oriented in how we prepare their bodies to be able to play a 94-foot game in both directions. So they're fit and they're strong. And we want to convert quickly because it forces teams to have to defend all 5 of you. And we think our 5 against their 5 is pretty good. So yeah, I give a lot of credit to our guys for buying into it, and our sport performance team to ensuring that we're fit and ready to go.
Okay, and I was also wondering, looking forward to Clemson and the rest of ACC play, what are you looking to improve on going in the future?
I'm sure these guys will tell you, meaning my players, there's always things to improve on. It's hard to make me settled and happy. I'm always happy and forward thinking, like I said. So there's a lot of things on both sides of the ball. We can move the ball better. We can be, better east-west with the ball on the offensive end. Defensively, our 1v1 contain wasn't as good as it could have been. And we got a little bit sloppy in our transition defense communication. So, there's things overall, but you also have to look at this point in the season. An ACC win is hard, and now we've got 2, and we'll regroup for Clemson on Sunday, and we'll go for number 3 and do what we can to make sure that happens.
Awesome.
You did have a height advantage and really took advantage of that under the boards. It seemed like you rebounded about half your misses today.
Yeah, I mean, the ways to look at offensive rebounding is twofold. One of which is it's great pursuit. 2 of which is you miss so many shots, you got a lot of chances, right? And so we certainly are glad that we were able to pursue our misses. And they were smaller than we're used to. And so I thought we settled in the first quarter for kind of mid-range when we could have gotten layups. And I give our guys a lot of credit. They listened to the coaching and made an adjustment, and we ended up getting a lot of layups in that second quarter all the way through the rest of the game. So, but the real stars are going to speak now, because I know they're the ones that they're the ones that do what they do inside the line. So I'll hand it over to them now.
Thank you.
Here's the stats. All right, team. So far, that's two.
All right, bye, Deja. I feel like we should point this out because we're not going to start by saying this very often about Deja, but she led the team in blocks with a career high too, among other things. So please give us your thoughts on the game, and then we'll take questions.
It's a win, so we're obviously happy with that. We a couple of us didn't shoot it that well, but I think we made up for it on the defensive end, and just got the stops and got a lot of good transition looks. And I think that our defense was definitely pretty good today.
No finger wags after the blocks.
No, just because it doesn't happen that often. So I think I'm going to stay pretty humble with that.
But what do you think was the big factor in this game? You guys took advantage of your size on them, and you really overcame some bad shooting. How did you do that?
Yeah, we just kept moving on to the next play, and like you said, we took advantage of their size, and really just locked in on the defensive end, and just really played well together there, and which led to easy transition, and then us just, like you said, taking advantage of their size and against their zone.
How many practices did you have after Christmas before this game?
We had 3, but like Coach said, we were kind of short some players, just waiting on results and things like that. So it wasn't a full team these past couple of days, but we pushed through.
Thank you.
Hey, Deja. So you guys were playing fantastically on defense, holding Syracuse below 25% shooting throughout the game. So what really contributed to that?
I think our defense, we just kind of locked into what we do, and what we've been doing throughout the start of the season, just being aggressive and high communication. And I think we're a pretty good defensive team, and us playing in the gaps, I know they're a really good offensive team. So communication was big for us on the defensive end.
Okay. And also, Syracuse started playing zone more towards the later end of the game. What was your guys' game plan to deal with that coming in?
Take advantage of our size, of their size. They were small because they were short some people, and we were just bigger down low, and with them playing like they're 1-2-2 and they're 2-3, I think just us getting into the high post and being able to duck it down, I think worked for us.
All right, thanks, Deja.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Hello.
All right. And we have Alyssa, who had her 6th double-double in 12 games this season and had a career high 6 assists today. So nice work on that. How about some thoughts on the game, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, so I thought this game, like Coach said, it was a gritty win, and these are not pretty. And we know it's not pretty when we're playing. We see the turnovers, we see like the messy fumble catches, and we saw it, and we tried our best to make an adjustment, and we made enough of an adjustment to come out with the win.
Is it tough when you all are struggling shooting for the first part of the game to turn it around? How do you think you were able to turn the tide? Just defense?
Yeah, so defense, just getting stops, that kind of helps our momentum on offense, because it's basketball, shots aren't going to fall. So we know one thing that we hold constant is our pride on defense and playing together, and that's really what propelled us to be able to start producing on offense.
Was it hard only having 3 practices before this game, and those 3 not being the full roster?
Yeah, it definitely had its challenges, but I think we persevered through that, and we took advantage of those 3 practices and the time that we had together, and we're able to just kind of cultivate that win.
Thanks.
Hey, Alyssa. I was wondering, how early did you guys know that this was going to be Syracuse's lineup for the game?
Yeah, so I kind of noticed during warmups that they only had 7 players, but we've seen this before with other teams where maybe like just their guards are out on the court and all the post players are in the locker room doing something with their coach. So none of us were getting like getting too excited, if you will, that they're missing quite a few players. But we didn't know until probably like maybe 5 to 10 minutes before the game started.
Gotcha. And once you guys realized your height advantage, did you decide to switch the game plan to focus on the paint more, or was that the plan coming in?
Yeah, we definitely we kind of shifted our game plan a little bit. But those are some of the things that we do all the time, which are looking for those high-low looks. So it wasn't a big adjustment we had to make. It was just like little reminders like, hey, like check out the low post. It should be open, and it was.
All right. Anything else for Alyssa? Thanks,
Great game.
Alyssa.
Hey, thank you guys for your time.
Thanks, Arl and Rich.